All right. We're back, and it's day 13.
No, it was yesterday. I forgot to flip the page on you.
Thanks. That was my warm up.
Yeah.
All right.
So tell them what day it is.
It's day 14.
There you go. Good job. All right. So go ahead. Show them what whiskey we have today, Annie.
Today, we have Glendalough single malt.
Yeah.
Is there more to it?
Well,
I missed?
you're showing it to my iPad screen instead of the camera screen.
Do you want to start over?
No. That's going to be part of the cold opening or whatever.
Yep.
So, Glendalough 7-year-old single malt finished in Mizunara, Japanese barrels. And I left this one in the packaging. I pulled everything else out of the packaging because it kind of really went over the top with the packaging.
Yes.
Okay, now you can, it's not going to break. Like, it is very thick glass. You can go ahead and show them the bottle again.
Now?
All right. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. Pour some. You know how this all works. While I talk, I can't read the Japanese that's on there. But, all right, so this one, hey, let me read some of this amazing stuff they put in the packaging. So Mizunara, it means water oak, is rare and expensive, kind of like my wife. The trees rarely grow straight. That's kind of like me. In fact, it takes 200 years for them to grow old enough to work with. The wood then takes a further 3 years to dry before being notoriously hard to cooper. Taking a lifetime's dedication, only the most experienced coopers in Japan can work this wood. After over 50 years of coopering, the master coopers who craft each of our casts tell us that they're still learning every day. Hokkaido, there's only one independent cooperage left in Japan. The number of Mizunara casts they can produce is extremely limited, and the number of casts that leave Hokkaido to mature non-Japanese whiskeys is minuscule. After years of nurturing relationships, Glendalough cares for the majority of them, and they take a lot of care. Mizunara is so porous it leaks more than any other oak, but therein lies its saving grace. More whiskey gets deeper into the wood, bringing more of a wonderfully exotic note out. However, it is a whiskey better tasted than talked about. Well, shit, I just did a lot of talking.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get to tasting. So,
yeah.
Mizunara is one of those newer whiskeys or newer woods that a lot of distilleries have started to go and get a whiskey and put it in there and finish it. It's going to be unique. We've had some other Mizunara finished whiskeys, not in the calendar, but you're either going to like this a lot, be very interested by it, or really not much care for it. But this is like I was talking about yesterday. It's a 7-year-old Irish whiskey. So it's 46 horsepower, 92 proof. The cost on this was about $103.
Ooh.
So for a 7-year-old whiskey, that's expensive.
Yeah.
That is
better be
expensive.
Good.
Even despite all the really, kind of crazy, kooky or amazing, however you want to look at it, packaging. Although the one downside of this packaging is if you reach and grab it from here, this just slides out, especially when you have a bottle in it. And I know that because one of them dropped onto the floor. Luckily, it didn't break. That's why I said you're not going to break it. All right, so Glendalough. Keep nosing because we're going to come to you soon. Yeah. They're founded in 2011 in County Wicklow in Ireland, just south of Dublin. Some of you who have gone on the boys' weekend trip and then the couples' weekend trip have been to Glendalough. Beautiful spot in the mountains, beautiful little lake. Monastic ruins on the south end, I believe, or maybe it's the east end of the loch, loch. Yeah. So history has it that St. Stephen was there way back in the day, and he went out. He was a big nature lover, lived in the monastic ruins there. He was kind of a nature dude. And this blackbird, he was standing there, and this blackbird laid eggs on him. So for 13 days and 13 nights, St. Stephen stood still in the lake until the birds hatched.
Ooh.
And then he stood there for another 13 days until they fledged and flew away. So that's why on the front you see St. Stephen standing there with the bird on his hand. So originally when these guys started Glendalough, they sourced their whiskey from Cooley. And Cooley is the predecessors to Teeling, which we'll have at the end of the calendar. But starting in 2013, they actually started distilling their spirits. So this may be their own. I don't know. It may still be sourced from Cooley. But they start this by finishing it and maturing it in American bourbon. And then they finish it off in Mizunara. So, Anne, what do you got on the nose?
I'm getting some dark chocolate.
That's funky.
Yeah. It like as I've been nosing, it's changed like 4 times on me.
I'm not going to have to trigger anyone with one of these because that nose is punching. So I'm getting like, it's almost like a milk chocolate funk right at the beginning.
It's like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
With no sugar.
Well, no, like mine is more like that quick. You didn't have quick growing up, did you?
No, I didn't have quick. There was no quick.
Quick chocolate milk, like when you first open up that metal container, you get that like dust that would fly out. And it's that kind of funkiness with a little bit of orange zest.
Mm-hmm. It's got a little. But there's something.
There's like a dirty sandalwood.
Yeah, maybe the sandalwood is what's. I want to say it. I'm having a hard time with this one.
Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, it's a funky nose.
Yeah.
It is a funky nose. And one of the things I'll say, so go ahead.
No, every time I smell, it's different.
All right. So over there in the corner, see the Glendalough pot still? Grab that. Grab that. Nope, next one over. There you go. All right, we'll come back to that in a second. And then grab a glass real quick. Same place I always be in. Just need one. All right, go ahead and taste it.
Okay.
So what I pulled is this is the Glendalough, their standard pot still Irish whiskey. Probably the same thing that is finished over here.
It's a. I don't know how to explain it.
So here,
is it a big surprise or a bad?
So that's the non-Mizunara. So you can really get the funk from the Mizunara wood.
Yeah.
So you can see the impact of different types of wood finishes on a whiskey. All right, let's go ahead and.
It's really mellow.
You think?
Yeah. It's really soft and smooth for me.
Mine is the exact opposite. It's like dirty, grainy, like powdered chocolate. Almost feels like there's a little bit of sawdust on my tongue and now on the roof of my mouth. I mean, it's very interesting. Now it's like sweet chocolate finish.
Yeah, that's what I got right away. Like a Hershey bar.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah. It has like a little burst of heat and then it just mellowed out.
Well, I'll give you that. Like, to me, there's not a lot of heat to it. There's like not traditional barrel spice.
Yeah.
But there's some, I don't know. It's almost like they kind of sanded down the end of the inside of the barrel, then put the whiskey in, didn't run it through any kind of filtering.
So it's fresh.
And you're getting these little bit of dusty particles. I mean, the finish to me is it's an easy finish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not aggressive. It's
But then I get a little hot streak at the end.
Yeah. The water just took it from if previous water was 10, it just took it down to an 8. Like the exact same thing. It didn't really
change,
accentuate anything. Oh,
it changed, but not as.
I don't know what that is, but there's definitely a flavor there. It's like an funky apricot pastry that got slightly burned
Yeah.
in the oven.
Crispy, extra crispy.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No. I think it's just, for me, there's a lot going on. Every time I drink it, it seems to have switched on me, which is kind of I don't want to say fun, but interesting,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
It changes itself.
So, well, I guess that's probably the other problem with my
What?
A to B comparison is one is single pot still and one single malt.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, so we're going to put that aside and forget we ever did this. But anyways, but the reason I did bring that out is as far as like single pot stills go, I've always noticed with Glendalough, there's a little bit of a funkiness with their whiskey. And I enjoy it. It's just a little bit different where a lot of pot stills are that creamy and spicy texture. But I don't know, overall, what do you think?
I like it. I feel like it's a little bit different, and I don't know if out of the box is the right thing to say, but it's kind of refreshing, I feel like, a little bit.
So I really went back and forth with putting this in the calendar, primarily around because of the price. I mean, $100 to $110 per bottle for a 7-year-old. But I really felt like this showcases the impact that wood can have not only in your daily life, but also when it comes to whiskey.
Yes.
So over the years, we've done a bunch of sherry cask finish, portwood finishes. So a lot of what you get from wood is there's subtractive maturation, and then there's additive maturation. So as the whiskey moves in and out of the wood early on, the wood and the charcoal on the inside actually acts as a filter, pulls certain things out, and then after a period of time, the wood actually pushes things into the whiskey. So American oak pushes in vanillas and sugars and those type of things, where sherry barrels and European oak pushes a spiciness in, and then the wine finishes. So obviously, big impact from the Mizunara.
Yeah.
So just really wanted to showcase that with this whiskey. If you love it, great. This is batch 1 this year, so first time they've ever done it. Don't know if they're doing it every year or not, but if you really liked it, I'd suggest trying to go out and find it in case they don't do batches going forward. All right, top spot, Annie?
It might be.
Really?
Yeah. Just because it's so interesting.
Oh, that's what it is.
What?
Curry.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
no.
get on the top of that nose. Yeah, that is a curry restaurant. I went to one with, quick story, I don't like Indian food. We were in London earlier this year, went to an Arsenal match with our good friend Clive, very generous, got us tickets. And then we were out the night before all over London, hitting a bunch of different pubs and boozers, and it's late. We finally decided to eat. I think we flew over, we'd been going all day. And I didn't want to be the guy to be like, well, this is where I want to go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, anywhere you guys want to go, I'm fine. You guys just pick. I don't want to have to pick. And what do they pick? Indian. And I ate it.
You did.
It was not my jam.
No.
But primarily because I don't like curry.
Yeah.
And that.
Really?
That is curry. I can't drink it anymore.
All right, I'll have to do it.
Yeah. All right. So this will not be number 1 on my list. No. Oh my God, I hadn't turn my damn phone off. Like someone's lighting me up over there. All right. So shout outs. Greg Burton, Alan Samaji, and Joe Mancino.
All right.
Annie, send us out.
May your heart stay young, the whiskey be old, the cork loose, and the adventures bold.
Stay away from curry.
Cheers.
I gotta do it.
You're never going to drink that again.
No, it's all yours.
All right.
All right.
I don't get any curry.
No.
So So that's a good thing, I guess.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
When the money's running low and the bar is closing, we'll just head on down the road where the spirit's flowing. When all the whiskey's gone, whiskey's gone, whiskey's gone. When all the whiskey's gone.